Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
The Walking Dead Q&A 27. Trevor Fleming. Sort of a dark question, but I just thought about it. What if a Walking Dead actor died? How would they write this into the show? Like if Andrew Lincoln died or Chandler Riggs died from some freak accident, or would they just abandon The Walking Dead and focus on the spin-off, with the spin-off characters meeting up with some of the Walking Dead cast, maybe at Alexandria? You know what, that's really hard, and there's no way to predict that unless we knew how much they had filmed. If it was going between seasons, that would probably be, unfortunately, that would probably, no, that's just, yeah, that's a shitty thing to think about. But if they were going between seasons, they would just start the new season with the actor dead, unfortunately. I mean, I think they would try to come up with something, but yeah, I mean, nowadays for movies, what they're doing is they're taking a 3D scan of the actor, and if they do die, you know what I mean? Like what was his name? Like Philip Seymour Hoffman. When he died, they were talking about doing CGI, you know, I don't know, some CGI scenes for him. And then they have like a voice analysis where they could do the voice, but they just need a computer-generated version of you to finish the movie. I think we're going to see that more with TV shows, because then they can at least put him in some kind of death with a, you know, some CGI and some practical effects. But that's shitty all around. I think no matter what happens, it's never good. Yeah, that's never good. Walking Dead Junkie. Please answer this in a video. You got it. What do you believe would be the dignified end for Daryl Dixon? I think he has to go out fighting, no matter what. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as he goes out fighting. I would give him an end saving a child, though. After having such a strong loss like Sophia, I think right now, I think that would be a nice way, a nice send-off. Whatever he does, it would be saving a child. You know what I mean? Maybe even a important child in the future, like Judith or something.
Can you give me Daryl, him?
You have a Daryl? Where is he?
Sleeping.
He's sleeping? And then Carl.
Carl.
Where's my blue zombie? Chris K. Do you think we're heading into a significant time skip in either 5B or 6A? They need to do something with Carl and Judith, especially since Chandler is 15 and most likely about to hit another growth spurt. Do you think they will have to get creative with Judith aging in Season 6? By creative, I mean accelerating her age like they do in soap operas. I don't know how they do that in soap operas. I do know I did see an article, and, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the baby Judith from Season 4 is not the same Judith we have in Season 5. Because, and I'll have to find this interview, but I think it was Nicotero or somebody talked about how they were dealing with the baby. You know what? Yeah, it was the Walker Stalker Con, and it was 2014, and I think it was Nicotero who said, you just swap it out for a different baby. I'm almost positive they said that. So I do not believe that Season 4 Judith is the same baby as Season 5 Judith. Now I could be totally wrong. If anyone knows, leave in the comments down below, but I'll look into it. But me personally, you don't need a time jump. It doesn't have to be the same baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can do Season 6 and just swap her out with a baby that looks similar to her. I really don't care if it's the same baby or different baby. It's, you know what I'm saying? I am still the one who believes show the baby's head all the time, you know, show it a little goo goo gaga, whatever. Just switch the baby out. I don't think we need the same baby that played, the same person that played Judith as a baby, playing Judith throughout the whole series is what I'm saying. I don't think we need to do that at all. We can switch. As long as it's still a baby, I think we can switch without a time jump. Carl, on the other hand, the damage is already done. I mean, they can do a time jump. At this point, it would probably be smart to do the time jump at Alexandria. They get there, and then from Season 5B to Season 6A, do a whole time jump. But then you would have to explain how far did they explore, you know, how far out did they go, did they build. It does look like they're doing a lot of construction now in Season 6, so I'm going to put my money on there will be a time jump in the end of Season 5. Mr. Stoichkov 8. Where the hell is Michonne? And what do they think happened between her and Rick under the time skip? Yeah, Michonne is, you know, MIA right now. And from the sound of it, Rick and her has some type of falling out. I still believe she's on the boat that we're going to see in issue 139. I'm calling it now. We see Michonne in 139. At least I hope so. Dawn of the Walking Dead. Do you think that Morgan will be a good substitute for Glenn to die when Negan arrives? P.S. Love your videos. Keep up the great work. Thanks a lot. If I had to change the death, damn, I'm so against it, but if I had to change it, I would probably go with Daryl, you know? I mean, might even see, in the writer's room, might even see where we're at and where we're going to go with the characters, and I might even throw Carol under the bus, you know, only because it would be so powerful. And then just have Negan make a joke about how, you know, she has short hair, so he thought she was a guy, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't hit women. I think that would be a crude joke that Negan would say. So, yeah, why not? The Mega Dawn fan. If there was a character that you would want to die, like which character do you think is the worst and should be killed off? You know what? At this point, since what happened in Season 5 so far, since, you know, we lost characters, I'd have to say that I'm not really pushing for anyone. There's no character or actor that stands out, and it's just like, man, they're just god-awful, and I want them out of the way. You know what I mean? I kind of, then again, I do hope they're saving a lot for No Way Out. I want a lot of people to die in No Way Out, and I want a lot of people to die in All Out War. I'm going to just say Tyrese. I just feel like Tyrese holds the group back a lot. It's the time right now to not be such a pussycat, and, you know, oh, let's not kill people. You know, screw that. You know, you need the lamps in everybody. You know, just get them out the way. So I'm just going to say Tyrese. And I love Chad Coleman. I loved him since The Wire. You know what I mean? Tyrese on the show, like I said, he just feels like he holds the evolution of our group back a little bit. So I'd get rid of him. Big Psych 619. Have you said if you have a problem with so-and-so? If you do, what don't you like about that channel? I'm not saying you have a beef. No. No, I don't have any problem at all. I personally like the break balls, and I would love to tease, poke, prod, break balls a little bit in the future. I mean, I just think that's the business. But at the end of the day, there's no issues whatsoever. If other people have issues with content, like, that's their own personal opinion. There's somebody, you know, on the internet in a different comments section talking about how that map guy just has a face I want to punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so there's people in these comments who are saying the same thing about other content creators, and I will, if you look at the comments, I will definitely let everyone know you can watch every single YouTuber out there that makes Walking Dead content. That is cool. YouTube is different than primetime television. We're not fighting for time slots. I think it's the silliest thing in the world, and you see it too. You see it. Some YouTubers will actually get a little, maybe they're a little nervous, or I don't know what it is, but they think it's like a contest, and it's not. It's not at all. Like, I sit back and see sometimes how YouTubers act, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. This is not a contest in the sense of what primetime TV is. As long as you make videos that's good quality all around, people are going to watch it and enjoy it. And because of that, you know, because of this environment, I don't have a single problem with any other YouTuber. Joe JG just found this channel through the comments section of Those We Don't Speak Of. Great job. Love this channel. Hey, you know what? That's why I put this comment down. Your comments are disabled or something. You need to go in there and fix that. Nobody can reply to you unless you comment on someone else's comment. I've said that to a couple people before, and they were able to go in their G+ settings and change that. You might want to go fix that if you want us to talk to you. The Cool Axel channel. Do you think everyone at Terminus dies? Yes. Legento MC. What story arc did you least enjoy from the comic book? Considering I started Compendium 1, the entire compendium, it's real hard to know exactly where the arcs were. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like a cheat because it didn't feel slow. I was able to burn through 48 issues back to back. As a matter of fact, I had both compendiums. So I can't answer that. I didn't sit there month to month and, you know, wait for those. So, yeah, it would be really unfair to me to answer that. Ridiculous Gaming. I guess. Would it be cool if the season finale, Rick and the crew are in some deep shit trouble and Morgan saves them? Or Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad? You know what? If you're going to go with the old cliche 1990s screenwriting, sure, just make it Pinkman. Why not, you know? But yeah, I am very much against... If you watch 90s movies, that's all it is. That's all it is. Somebody's in deep shit, and the hero comes in at the last minute. Me, personally, watching all those 90s movies and 80s or whatever, I don't like last-minute hero shit. Oh, wait, if it's done right. Yeah, but usually it's not done right. Mighty Dancer, 80. It seems that Gareth and the hunters were making those marks on the trees because the way he and his group could make their way back. Does this mean that Gareth can still get back to Terminus from Walker Herd? What? And there's still more termite hunters out there even after Garrett's death. Are we going to still have more stories from the Terminus people? No, we're not going to have more stories because Gareth said that that's the last of them. You know what I mean? So that was it. Rick killed all the Terminus people. That's it. That's it. They're dead. They're done. You know? As far as the marks on the trees, yeah, I've even gotten a couple people now. I'm still trying to let them know. If you comment on the older videos where I was like, oh, look at these marks. What are these marks? Here's the marks explained. It's confirmed now. We know now, you know. The termites are walking through and they're marking X's on the trees. Now they stopped somewhere and now they're like, okay, well, go back into the woods and follow them, find out where they're stopping at, you know. Or maybe they backtracked, who knows. But so then a scout goes out. So the scout goes out and he marks a different mark, which is different than the X. Why? Because if you're in a place that you don't know and you have woods all around you and you say, all right, let's go, and you walk up to the trees, you know what I mean, where you have the X and the laying down 7, you know, okay, this way will take us to the church. The X, this will take us back home. Think about it. If they're at the school and both those trees, side by side, were marked with an X, and then one guy's going to say, no, 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 the right X takes us to the church. And the other guy's going to say, no, 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 or left X takes us to the church. Right X takes us to Terminus. And then they kill each other because they don't know where the hell they're going. You know, that's a common thing, especially when you're leaving trails. Why would you mark all your paths with an X? You're not going to know where the hell you're going. You know, at least this way they can say the X will take you to Terminus. The laying down 7 will take you to the church. You know, that's it. Done. Explained. I know that wasn't your question, but I did have that recently, and I wanted to put that out there. Lily Lovebug 101. Do you think Heath will be in the show? And if he is, how do you think his... Spoiler alert. Yeah, you know what? No. I'm going to say Heath is not in the series. He might be in the series in Season 6, but we don't need him in Season 5. We needed him in the comic because there was an issue getting to Alexandria where it was kind of boring, and the ending was the old, or maybe it wasn't the ending, but yeah, around the ending it was the old, we have to go save Heath. Heath was in the comic, and Scott, that storyline, to bring some action, to bring some flavor into the comic. We don't need that for the show, you know what I'm saying? So we can bring Heath in Season 6. He could be out on a supply run, for all we know, when the group gets there, and then Heath gets back. Matter of fact, calling it now, that's how Heath is going to be introduced.
Subscribe now.